want to ask you about Bina Bangsa School, especially in teaching. So probably we can start from the introduction. From Miss
Nuria. Yes.
What are the subjects?
Physical education, PE teacher here. It's already 3 years here. So this is my 3rd year here at Bina Bangsa Malang.
For what grade of PE?
All levels, primary to KG.
Okay. And then back to you, sir.
I'm Mr. Bradley. This is my 10th year at Bina Bangsa. I teach English for secondary. Yeah.
So where you come from?
I'm from the US.
US.
Yeah, originally city of Milwaukee.
And then you, Miss?
I'm Christine. It's Christine. My Chinese name Liu. So I'm the Chinese teacher here at Bina Bangsa Malang. I have been here for 6 years, and I teach Chinese classes from primary all the way to JC.
So that makes me very old. Okay, I'm Mr. Don. I'm the principal of primary and preschool. I'm also teaching mathematics at number 6. This is my 14th year in Bina Bangsa.
Wow, 14.
14.
Wow.
But plus now.
These days we see a lot of kids like even like on the middle of 20, there's called Generation Z. Now, what are you thinking about like these kids these days? Is it harder to teach kids these days compared to like 5 years, 6 years back then?
Harder? No, I think it's different. I think it seems like we have to be more innovative to get their attention. I think they're stimulated all the time with screen time, with games, with other things in the media. So I think it's our job to figure out ways to get them engaged in class. And then in English, my focus this year is I'm doing a lot of public speaking because 2 years in Zoom class, they had no verbal communication face to face. So far, like my Sec 3, for example, has already done 2 like formal public speaking assignments. So I'm trying to make up for lost time in that sense. Students are maybe less than thrilled about it, but I think they'll benefit from it in the long run.
And then for Miss Nuri, since you are teaching PE from all grades,
Yes.
of course it's different way to treat every level of kids, right? Can you like sharing like how do you manage to ask them to do what you want in each level? Is it any special method for each grade?
For lower primary, I used to be play with them as a friend. But sometimes I put myself as mommy, so okay, just listen to me, follow me. I need to do it first, and then they will follow. It will be different for upper, primary, secondary, or JC. Sometimes I just give order. Look at me. This is how we will do the technique like this. Okay, can you do it? They need to do it by themselves first. Then when I okay, I think that's a little bit not perfect, not correct. I mean, I just revise it first. Okay, I will show you the correct movement, so they will try to improve themselves like that. So that's different.
And then how about Miss?
So Bina Bangsa School has a different focus on teaching every school year, and this year we're focusing on the Triple E framework, which is engage, enhance, and extend. So we're trying to engage students in the classroom setting so that they don't just learn from the tablets or the textbooks, but they are having those interactive activities that they have hands-on things that they do with their friends, which is lacking for the past 2 years when they were doing online school, And then when they're in the classroom, they learn from this authentic language environment. They hear people, all their teachers, their friends practice Chinese, and then they learn so much more than just the book. And then after that, we will use the life skill in the textbook. For example, they learn about Chinese food and then the name of the Chinese food, the menu of Chinese food, and then we give them this task that they create their own restaurant menu for Chinese version, and then they try to promote like, hey, I have done this Chinese restaurant, look at my menu and what do you think? And so like it's a very authentic real life task for them. So their life skill is enhanced during the class time. And so it's not just learning the vocabulary, but they will use what they learn to finish the task for a real life scenario. And so our kids like learn with all those fun activities, and we design the curriculum that suits their age. So I would say like, you know, like we often hear like some parents say, oh, Chinese is a bit more challenging as a language, but here we really make it fun and for students to be willing and confident to try and to speak, to practice their language.
So instead of just literation, the students also learn about the culture of the Chinese.
Yes, we have term activities where the students are immersed in this Chinese culture. So like for Chinese New Year, we have this full celebration of what people would do in China. And it's like we bring Chinese New Year to Bina Bangsa School. And all the kids are understanding the culture, the clothes, the food, and everything about it. And yes, and CCA, we have them like write the Chinese calligraphy, 毛笔字, right? And then all the crafts and all the traditions, the different festivals. So the kids are really having fun in the classes.
Wow.
I think that's the vision of Bina Bangsa. That's why we put high emphasis, not only in the languages, especially in Chinese, because we want children to not forget their Chinese roots. Because most of our children are Indonesian Chinese. So we want them to not forget their roots. Why are they here? And what are the activities that is also happening in mainland China? So they will really not forget. So we try to make connections. Also in other subjects, for example in mathematics, the goal really is about metacognition. So it's thinking beyond thinking. So we try to incorporate like in everything that they do. They use their knowledge of the languages and try to connect it with mathematics. Okay, that's why in primary 6 we started introducing the language of algebra. Okay, so in this algebra we teach students to translate mathematics to English and English to maths, because this is where they can apply their learning when they go to secondary. Yes, everything in secondary is abstract. In primary, we teach them first about visual, and then we use concrete materials. And then in primary 6, we started teaching abstraction already. So this is the approach of Bina Bangsa, and we try to incorporate as much technology use in the classroom, because I think children nowadays, we really cannot deny they are more into technology. So in Bina Bangsa, we really try to emphasize the use of technology in all subjects as much as possible, so that there is always a connection between what's going on in reality and inside the classroom.
I saw like some of the students, I think most of the students already bring iPad to school.
Yeah, we have an iPad program start, especially this year. We really start asking our primary 5 and primary 6 to bring their iPads. But other grade levels are also using technology as well, especially during pandemic. And right now we cannot separate them with their gadgets already. So as like once a week, there are like we call it some sort of e-learning activities happening from primary 1 until I think JC2. Okay, so everybody is into using their gadgets, and we see to it that the usage of their learning devices is really more into educational purposes.
So how the surveillance, I mean like everyone can browse everything in
not everything they can browse. They are only allowed to open the sites or the apps that the teacher asks them to use. That's why in Bina Bangsa we installed MEM. Okay? This is a program where children are prohibited to open other sites other than what the teacher or the class will be using for that particular subject.
So it's already being planned far before about how to use the technology in school.
Yes, we started as early as 2017.
Ah, so-
Yeah, so 2017 we started introducing technology in our classroom already, and the full blast is starting during pandemic and until now.
ah, I see.
Centimeter to meter, multiply by, divide by 100.
Okay, I blocked one question. Still,
Centimeter to meter.
Centimeter to meter, right?
Just
yes.
centimeter to meter.
Right.
Just erase the 70.
I'm already touching, yeah. Just erase the centimeter. That's nice, that's nice.
Anyone?
Alphabet, that word itself, right? Alphabet.
Oh. Eight. Wow. Okay, that's from us. So thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
Hopefully can have more students coming to Bina Bangsa School Malang.